In this video, we'll learn how to modify a form to display additional fields from the entities that are available in Dynamics 365 Intelligent Order Management application. I'm in my IOM application here, and let's have a look at an example of modifying the sales order form. This same practice can apply to any form within the application. So let's just use this as an example. So I'm going to open up the order by double clicking on it. Let's say, for example, there's an additional field that we know is in the database that we want to show on the form. So how do we actually add this to the form? So we can do that if we go over to the Maker portal. So I'm going to go to make.powerapps.com. When the environment opens up, we want to make sure that we're in the same environment where we want to work on, where our application is running. And in this example, it's my trial environment. So I'm going to locate my entity first. And so we're going to do that by looking at the tables underneath data. And in this example, I'm just going to filter for all. And let's search for our order. And so we can see the order here, which is the sales order header. And so if we look back at the lines, we'll need to explore. So we'll see, for example, the sales order lines are here in this particular grid. And so that's obviously a different entity. So need to understand which entity you need to modify. So in this example, sales order is the header, order products is the line. But in this one, we're just going to modify the order, which is the header. So if we go into there, we could add a new field by adding a column. But what we can do is come across and have a look at the forms. So if we have a look at the forms, we'll see there's a main form there called order, which is the standard type. But then we have the intelligent order management form. So in this example, this is the one that we want to modify. So let's click on it, and this will open up in the designer. So we'll just let it start up. So in this case, we'll see that we have something that represents something similar to what we see in the application here. So if we come back, we'll see general, and this one is the grouping here, which is currency. And so we'll see currency here. Now, what we can then do is add a field. And let's say, for example, we now have all of the fields that are available in the entity. So if we look through the list, for example, I modified the order in a previous video, modified the entity, and I added a new field called order type here, for example. So what we can do is we can add the order type, and therefore we can put it onto the form. So obviously we can make many more changes. There's certainly different settings, different fields, different things that we can do. But in this example, let's have a look at putting this into place. So I'm going to save. So once it's saved, I'm going to hit publish. Okay, once it's published, we can go out of here. If we go back to our application, I'm just going to hit refresh because we need to refresh and pick up that new form design. And so we'll see we have a new field in there, which is our new order type field, and I can now put data in there. So that's a quick look at how do we modify a form. You can obviously use that same capability to add new forms. So if you need to build a completely new form, you can add the different types of forms that you might need based on the data that you want to present in the application. And so hence the Maker portal is really the place you want to go to have a look at these kind of capabilities. Traditionally they're for the developer type role, not really for the end user. So that developer type role, power user that's administering the application would do these type of modifications for the end customers to be able to use, and therefore then that's available for them to have different types of or forms that they can use in the application. Dynamics 365 Intelligent Order Management is a new application in the family of Dynamics 365 applications, built on the Microsoft Power Platform running on the Microsoft Azure Cloud. To learn more about Dynamics 365 Intelligent Order Management, visit our community site, documentation site, marketing site, or our blog at these links.